Sunday, October 16th marks the start of the 20th National Congress of the Communist Party of China in Beijing. It's a twice-a-decade meeting where the top leaders are chosen. This year's event could have big repercussions for Canada. Here's what you need to know. The Chinese Communist Party has over 96 million members. They will ratify all major decisions of the party and policy. They will also decide who will be in the Central Committee and the Politburo Standing Committee, both of which make major policy decisions. The most powerful member is the General Secretary of the party, Chair of the Military Commission and President Xi Jinping. He is 69 years old, but at this Congress he intends to extend his leadership for at least another 5 years, which is unprecedented. While extending his leadership will be smooth sailing, there are choppy waves ahead for Xi, with domestic and global challenges, with major implications for Canada-China relations. During the COVID-19 pandemic, China took the zero-COVID route. Parts or entire cities have been locked down, with armies of people in hazmat suits testing residents daily. These disruptions have hit China's economy hard. In 2022, China projected its GDP to be 5.5%. Now the World Bank has said it will be 2.8%. This week's Congress will indicate how Xi intends to get the economy back on track, as foreign companies, including those in Canada, pivot away from China's supply chain and look elsewhere to produce items from toys to steel. Another issue is the recent release of the UN report on Uyghurs that said China has committed serious human rights violations that may constitute crimes against humanity.
This is the first time that a UN High Commission for Human Rights has said that China, despite long history of human rights abuse, this is the first time it's saying that they may have committed crimes against humanity, and that's a really serious allegation.
The U.S. has already begun banning imports from Xinjiang, presumed to be made with forced labor. Uyghur activists believe Canada should follow suit.
So I think what we really need to see is something similar to what the U.S. has done, which is a presumption of the fact that forced labor is widespread in Xinjiang. Xinjiang is the source of 85% of Chinese cotton, around 20% of the world's supply. So if you find textiles that are made in China, it's very likely that they come from the Uyghur region. So I think for all of those reasons, we should have a much stronger stance when it comes to our moral and ethical culpability in supporting forced labor.
Meanwhile, in August, military tensions in the Taiwan Strait increased during U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's visit. It renewed China's ongoing insistence of reunification with Taiwan, which it regards as a renegade province. Xi Jinping has said he does not rule out the use of force to reunify with Taiwan, which has the self-governing island on edge. Canada has shown its support for Taiwan when a group of Canadian parliamentarians recently visited the island during its National Day celebrations.
We are worried that after Xi Jinping consolidated his power after the Party Congress, he will try to isolate Taiwan in international society in economic front, diplomatic front, and military ways to coerce Taiwan, the government, and the people.
But economically, China and Taiwan are inextricably linked. China is Taiwan's largest trading partner, while China's second largest imports at 13% come from Taiwan, from agricultural products to semiconductor chips. However, China is carefully learning from the Russian invasion of Ukraine in its strategy to take back Taiwan.
They know that they have to strike very hard, very rapidly, and then to organize a blockade, because it's easier for allies, NATO allies, to resupply Ukraine, because there is a NATO country that is the neighbor of Ukraine. In the case of Taiwan, it's an island.
Two key upcoming elections may very well determine China's course of action.
Well, the first is the elections in Taiwan in January 2024. They will do their utmost to get the Kuomintang elected and to get rid of the like of Mrs. Tsai. The other thing that they will be watching is the U.S. presidential elections in November 2024, because if someone like Donald Trump or someone similar were to take power, I think that China may feel emboldened to attack Taiwan.
The next few years ahead will be challenging domestically for Xi as he continues China's tough zero-COVID policy and tries to jumpstart the flagging economy. While increased tensions between China and the US and China's threat of taking back Taiwan militarily is risky for countries, including Canada, we may see shifts in Canadian diplomacy to prepare for these possible scenarios. Bernice Chan, CBC News.